Baby. Hey, I'm ready now. Wake up, somebody's setting your blood. Somebody's setting your blood.
What do you want now, damn it? What? Really?
Hit me with the super bass.
Okay, I'll hit you with the super bass. You got it?
Yeah, bass guitar.
I just send you a lead guitar. That's better.
You gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
Nigga, you can take the but he wants you.
Ain't nobody loving me like this. Girl. She loving me like this. That's what's up. That's what the fuck is up. That's what I fuck with. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
As you should. Nah, get up. Fuck that shit. I gotta celebrate.
Go ahead and make love.
𝗗𝗢𝗡𝗞𝗦, better known as 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦, was in a headline-making romance with Diddy from 2021 to 2023. For a long time, she stayed quiet as serious allegations piled up against the hip-hop heavyweight. But now, she's breaking her silence. And her statement is shaking the courtroom and the entire industry to its core.
I met Diddy at _𝗚𝗡𝗡 and I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive. Like he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody trying to crucify me for it. Like, you was his biggest advocate. You was his cheerleader, but I was just celebrating when the world was celebrating him. So why am I being crucified or why am I being separated?
Day 5 of the federal sex trafficking trial for music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
The 55-year-old is facing up to life in prison on charges that include racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Ventura is done with her testimony. It wrapped up just a little while ago after a long and tough 2 days of questioning by both sides, a total of 4 days. But in the last moments of her testimony, the defense was able to get a big revelation out of Ventura.
Now, she's about to receive a nearly $10 million settlement from the Intercontinental Hotel. That's where surveillance video captured Combs beating Ventura in March of 2016. Combs' ex confirmed that she had reached the settlement in the past month.
Now remember, no cameras are allowed in the courtroom.
During a private interview, she said, "I won't speak on things I didn't go through myself." She made it clear that while they were together, she never saw or dealt with any kind of abuse coming from Diddy at all.
And is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here.
There you go.
Or right here.
Yeah. You angelic all the time.
But in court, others have shared deeply troubling stories. Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, gave a powerful testimony about her alleged abuse. She spoke of being pressured into dark situations called FOEs, where she was made to engage in intimate acts, often mixed with drugs and violence.
In 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦, you think it's possible that she might work with the feds to go against Diddy?
My man, listen to me. Let me tell you something. They're going to bring all 3 of those women in. You know, so they're going to have investigators talk to 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦, Cassie, and Gina. They all had a relationship with Puff at the same time. And maybe some other women too that we don't know about. But you got to realize they were talking at each other and going at each other back and forth, especially Gina and Young Miami. You understand? Young Miami said some things that is not trafficking, but it shows that Diddy had the power to make people do things they may not want to do. Because Young Miami told Gina, you know you're a carpet muncher, and if I tell Diddy to tell you to eat my...
Cassie shared moments where she was secretly filmed without knowing, and the videos were reportedly used against her as a form of control.
Shout out to Bryson, but just to be putting the frequency back. So we had some parties where like men and women can dance, you know? It feel good. Need a new DJ. Need a new DJ right now. KK, give me a new DJ.
Diddy, what's up?
My engineer out here.
Diddy, what's up?
What up?
Man, a rapper who got $50 million, man, trust me, like he's doing whatever he wants. So when I say that, is like a lot of times the women that they want around, right? And this is even on a lower level than Diddy, is the women who, no matter what they say, the woman is gonna be down with.
The prosecution brought evidence to back up the claims, like security videos and multiple witness accounts. One clip from 2016 was played in court, showing a violent encounter where Diddy was seen harming Cassie in a hotel. Diddy later confessed, saying, "What I did in that video was wrong. I fully own up to my behavior." What, if anything, did you tell Sean about what you wanted to do on the night of your 29th birthday? I told him that I wanted to stay out and celebrate with my friends. And in my mind, I didn't want the burden of having to do that at the end of the night. I just wanted to have my birthday. Did you want to have that night? No. What ended up happening that night, we went to Blind Dragon for a bit, but he pulled me out so many times. I just, like I said, I gave up. And again, had a who, if anyone was with Sean when he was pulling you out of the Blind Dragon to have conversations, I don't know specifically what security, but there was security there. Ms. Ventura, yesterday you mentioned blackmail materials. What were you referring to when you said blackmail materials?
Sometimes, you know, you gotta move on. Sometimes, for real, with like everything. I'm one of the people that it's like, that it's hard for me to move on. I mean, when I got fired from Uptown, I was crying like a baby. I didn't want to go out there in that big world. Shout out to anybody that got fired though. But for me, my shit was just, you know, I ain't had no more choice. Shorty wasn't me no more. It was over. You know how young when it be just over, ain't no coming back. It was over.
You gotta
real quick. Over real bad, baby. Real bad.
The OGs around the team, took him and said, "We get it. You a saholic. You just want to fuck these big booty bitches. Here's the big booty bitches you fuck. Yeah, here's the menu. Okay? You could do whatever you want with them. They'll act like they don't know you.
Right. They'll walk right past you in the lobby.
Exactly.
Yes.
When they see you at the game, they're not Snapchatting you, be like, ooh, bae going good today. None of that.
None of that.
And you got to give it to athletes because, you know, I see rappers and you know, I think just because rap is tied more to lifestyle, man, people in rap almost jeopardize a lot of times their livelihood.
In another exclusive sit-down with Annie, Miami spoke her truth. "That's not what I went through," she stated, shutting down the claims. She was clear that she never saw Diddy behave in a violent or controlling way toward her, but still, she confessed the news had left her feeling shaken and emotional.
I want to just have a party with you. What's in the air? I'm in the air. I'm in the air. When you ain't been outside yet? You ain't been outside yet?
What is you talking
about? I'm not outside inside. I'm outside outside.
Okay,
that's what's in the air. Love is in the air. You say what? Oh shit, that shit gonna be lit. Yo, everybody in Miami, when y'all see Young, when y'all see Carisha and JT, I want y'all to turn up extra, extra, extra loud. You know what I'm saying? Get the vibes up, lift up the frequency.
What are you typing?
D, you looking gooder than a motherfucker right now. I think it's the sun or something. I don't know. Back the camera up. Let me see you.
But things got tense in court when Miami was asked about things she might have heard or been told during her time around Diddy. While she didn't say she saw anything firsthand, her words suggested she'd heard some dark accounts, especially about parties involving drugs, control, and secret recordings behind the scene. He would mention them when he was upset about something. It was just a pretty common thing. One time I dated someone else. That was that is what it was all about. I'm going to put out 2 embarrassing videos of you. He just wanted to hurt me. I had a lot of stomach issues and like gastrointestinal issues from taking drugs. I also would get frequent UT. If you've had one, you know how painful that is. Just stopping you there, Miss Ventura. What does UT? I stand for urinary tract infection. Focusing on that infection. How frequently did you get UTI? When we were having frequent, sometimes they were back to back. Sometimes I couldn't get rid of it. And I was actually doing with an infection. When you say sometimes they were back to back, what's they in that sentence, they is the UTI infection? You described your UTI as painful. How painful were they? Very painful. It varied. I would try to flush out, just drink tons of water, cranberry juice, cranberry pills. I got to the point where it didn't even work anymore. It was an antibacterial medicine. Yeah, it just was a mess, like really painful for a long time. I actually can't believe that I actually dealt with that. Did you talk to Sean about your UTI? Yeah, he knew that I would get them. You mentioned you had offs with UTI. Is that correct sometimes? Yeah. How did it feel to have why you had a UTI? Horrible. It's the most uncomfortable burning. I would not advise it. Cassie and others described these same FOs in their legal filings. The accusations say Diddy led women into dark encounters involving intimacy, drugs, and being filmed without consent. Some footage allegedly used for control. Young Miami didn't speak much on those claims, but admitted the case has weighed on her. She shared, I faced my own pain. I saw domestic abuse growing up. I lived it. I promised myself I'd never end up in that again.
I don't think he's coming out of jail again. I don't think, I'm surprised he didn't get a bail, but once they kept him in jail, he ain't getting a bail.
Well, right, because there's witness tampering. He called one of the witnesses like 55 times in a day.
Since he's been in jail?
128 times. No, but before he went to jail, there was, because what had happened was, Dawn Richard, who used to be part of Danity Kane, filed a lawsuit.
Right.
And in the lawsuit, she mentioned her group mate, 𝗗𝗢𝗡 Harper, a bunch of, 33 times. So Diddy called 𝗗𝗢𝗡 128 times, and then 𝗗𝗢𝗡 wrote up a statement saying that I don't agree with all the stuff and I've never seen all the stuff that, Dawn mentioned. I never seen Diddy hit Cassie, whatever. But the fact that he called that many times shows witness tampering. And, basically that's what they're saying, that he's too dangerous to let out.
He's not getting out of jail. When I spoke to my friend who understands these things way better than me from experience, and he told me, he said, he probably was told, and his lawyers probably told 50-50. When you're Puffy and you come here, I got $50 million bail, and you're used to things going your way by hook or crook, they're like, all right, well, at least they're gonna give me bail.
Yeah.
And then they went back to bail hearing again, and they said no, he's not getting out.
3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah,
he's going to sit in jail. They're saying the trial is going to be in May of 2025, but that's not going to happen. It's going to get pushed back. There's going to be more charges. There's going to be more witnesses. The civil lawsuits are wild. There was this new guy that popped up that basically said that Puffy face-fucked him in the back of a Macy's. You heard this one?
I didn't hear about the face fucking.
Yes.
I didn't hear about the
face fucking lawsuit right now.
She also shared how the trauma resurfaced when news of Diddy's actions became public. She said, it made me pause. I had to focus on myself, on my personal issues. That's why I've been quiet, because sometimes silence protects your peace. One of the most disturbing claims involved Diddy allegedly impregnating one of his accusers and then pressuring her into ending the pregnancy. According to Vibe magazine, 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦 was allegedly tied to the situation, but she has firmly denied playing any role. She called the rumor painful and disrespectful, stating that she has always stood for women and has supported those who've experienced mistreatment, but the damage was done. Her name had been pulled into the chaos and her credibility questioned.
Yeah, this guy who worked for Echo at the time, I guess, ran into Puffy in the stockroom of a Macy's right here, right down the street, the flagship store. Puffy had 3 security guards with him, and he basically made this guy drop to his knees and give him oral.
Damn.
With the 3 security guards watching.
Damn.
I'm sure they're looking at each other and go like, man, they don't pay me enough for this shit. Like,
yeah, I'd be like, yo, man, fuck
tomorrow.
this shit, man. It's got to be another rapper I can work for. I'll work security at Madison Square Garden. This is too much, man. At what point is it? Like, I know it's good, you know, but this is crazy. We get the yachts and...
Tension in the courtroom rose as a 2016 video played, allegedly showing Diddy assaulting Cassie in a hotel hallway. The now viral clip showed him grabbing, shoving, and pulling her in a chilling moment. Once it hit the public, he said, "There's no excuse. I fully accept responsibility for what I did." But many stayed skeptical. More evidence, like emails, texts, and hidden witnesses, suggested something much more disturbing.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. He's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay, so then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you.
Come on now, dawg.
That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
Come on, man.
Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're gonna get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room.
One insider revealed that the dark room wasn't symbolic. It was allegedly a hidden room in one of Diddy's properties, featuring blackout windows and dim lighting, where women were reportedly influenced using substances and filmed. According to sources, there were no standard cameras, only those Diddy allegedly controlled. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦's time in the courtroom was brief but powerful. While she maintained that she didn't witness anything personally, she didn't discredit the voices of the women coming forward. "I believe women," she said, then added, "I believe in letting people tell their truth. Just because it didn't happen to me doesn't mean it didn't happen."
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. He's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay, so then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you.
Come on now, dawg.
That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
Come on, man.
Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're gonna get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
Her comments stood in contrast to Diddy's reaction inside the courtroom. Reports say when she was asked if she thought he was capable of such abuse, he snapped, he stood up and yelled, "She don't know nothing," before his lawyers stepped in to calm him down. The outburst revealed how cracked his image had become. Meanwhile, the music world is backing away. Artists cutting ties, and some radio shows pulling his songs. As for 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦, she's focused on healing. She told people, "I'm a mom first. I'm protecting my peace, telling my truth, and keeping my focus on music." She says she's unsure if she'll ever talk to Diddy again. But one thing's for sure, she doesn't want any part of this drama. "It's bigger than me now. It's about justice," she said.
One thing that's been interesting during jury selection, Combs, like all criminal defendants, is required to be in the courtroom. And while he is known with this image of being a hip hop mogul, kind of this icon who threw those elaborate star-studded white parties, his attire in court is very different. He looks almost like a college professor. His hair has turned gray. He's been in custody at the federal jail in Brooklyn, and he is not wearing clothes that you would expect a recording artist to wear. He's wearing gray pants, a navy blue crew neck sweater with a white collar popping out of the top of it, reflecting the seriousness of these charges that he's facing.
As the trial continues, more witnesses are set to take the stand, including other women with stories to tell. The final verdict could forever alter Diddy's image, turning him from iconic mogul to a face of power, abused and unchecked. And as for 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗞𝗦, whether she meant to or not, her words helped to bring light to a dark chapter, possibly moving victims closer to the justice they've waited for. If this video gave you insight, hit that like button, share it around, and drop your thoughts in the comments.